Django, you're supposed to be doing the intro right now. Okay, we are way behind schedule. Are you even paying attention to me? Is that my lunch? Django, the intro is supposed to be done. That crown should be spinning like now. Everybody, and welcome to another Wednesday, and you know what that means. Alliance Quarantine Vlog number 7. You guys know the drill. Don't really have an option with this. This vlog is brought to you by the SpongeBob game on whatever. Okay, go down more. Oh my gosh. There's hardly enough money to do whatever. This game brought to you by the SpongeBob Patrick thing on the cube, okay? We are now going to dive over to our meteorologist, Jeff.
Hey guys, how's it going? I got a call from a neighbor. He's got a problem rabbit, so he's seeking to take care of the problem. I think we got him. Oh, that's a big one. Holy cow, look at that thing. Now it's time to get the stuffing out.
Okay, we're not gonna continue. When did the forecast become about murdering bunnies? Now over to Riley Pittman, who has our challenge of the day.
I've been seeing all these videos on TikTok, Diet Coke and Mentos. They can't drink it because they're a bunch of babies. Gonna do it right now.
Our question of the day comes from ShrekFan29. I wonder how your leaders and students are spending their money during quarantine.
Hey guys, my name is Ari Gomez, and I'm going to be showing you how I've been spending my money.
Oh, I don't know how to do this. Got the money?
Yeah, you got the stuff?
Here you go. Thank you. Oh, finally, this is so much easier. Dang, this girl is smart. And this is how you do your homework.
During quarantine, I started to spend my money on. I bought a lot of pictures of this family.
Who is this?
Around my house.
Do you know who these people are though?
This kid's name is Bartholomew. The Nipple family.
Yep, that's what it is.
So what I'm spending my money on lately is a purchase online. That was so fast. Oh my goodness, it's so heavy. Yes, it's here. The toilet paper is here. Move, get out of my way.
So I have been spending money on Hazel and buying cute outfits, but not too many though. I don't want to go overboard. There, that's not so bad.
I spend my money on my famous garlic potato slices. Potato slices. And that's how you make some high quality garlic potato slices.
Today I wanted to show you what I've been spending my money on. I decided to buy some sheep so I would kind of, you know, have friends. Come on, all I want to do is invite you to dinner.
I ordered some fancy foreign soap. I really just wanted to wash my hands better than everyone else.
I'm just waiting for the package. Oh my gosh, it's here!
Let's unbox this baby. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Fancy foreign soap kills 99% of... I hate it when the tag is ripped off.
Grab some soap. Rub your hair. Rub your hair.
I figured out what exactly I want to spend my money on. I think I found just the person that can help me out. So I need a pool built, and yes. I want to see if you can help me out. How's the pool coming along?
Oh, it's coming good.
The pool's done. I'm so excited. It turned out so good. Okay, the pool is done. It's a little bit murky, but it just needs a good pool cleaning. Nick, come on over and dive in. The pool's all ready. Thanks for all your hard work.
Fact of the day, on Mercury, how do you say that? On Mercury, you only weigh 37% of your weight on Earth. If you weighed 250 pounds, you would only weigh 95 pounds on Mercury.
Hello and welcome to The News. I'm your host, Garflank Schnumberblufton. On today's broadcasts, we'll be looking at some family-owned and operated businesses right here in Canby. First on the list today is Gwendolyn's Ink Boutique.
Hey guys, this is Taylor and Hazel, and we are checking out the local spotlighted business of the week. It is Gwendolyn's Ink Boutique. Let's go check it out. Tattoos here. Oh, looks like the tattoos are upstairs. Are you sure about this? It doesn't look safe.
It's the spotlight. Just go, I guess. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Are you Gwendolyn?
Got a warrant?
Huh?
You a cop?
What? No.
Okay, well, is baby getting a tat? 'Cause babies are extra.
Okay, goodbye.
Hey, wait. I'll give a discount on the baby. I said I give a oh. She's gone.
They're not clean heels. He was in the barn. He wrote tattoos. You know, when I was in high school, I always tried to be someone I wasn't. Like, I joined the football team because I thought it'd be cool. I joined AP English because I thought it would make me look smart. I ended up dropping that. And I really wanted to make the 700 club, which is where in weightlifting, all of your lifts combined add up to this number that means nothing. I worked so hard to be something that I wasn't or someone that I didn't really care about. You know, one time I was hanging out with my brother and his wife, Chris and Katrina. Katrina was telling me that Chris one time was hanging out with a friend and he was talking about me and he told them that I was one of his favorite people. Because I teach you guys about Jesus, he really admired that. But Chris is brilliant, and I really admire his intelligence, and I thought to myself, in my head, I really had this thought, why on earth would I be one of his favorite people? I'm not smart like he is. I lack so many qualities. You know, growing up, I hated not being able to do something. I wanted to be the best at everything I tried, which was a problem because I was not good at a lot of things. My worth was in what I was able to accomplish, and if I wasn't able to accomplish something, I didn't find value in myself as a person. So for a lot of my teenage and young adult years, I saw myself as weak. Scott Hubbard from Desiring God says that weakness is not like sin. God's grace changes our sinful behavior, but our traits, such as our strengths and weaknesses, remain the same. They usually do not and need not change. We see it differently, as if we are lesser people because we are not as much of something. Maybe you are not as intelligent as you wish you were, or not as athletic, not as good looking, not musically gifted. Maybe it's you're not as charismatic in front of a crowd, or you're not as witty. Maybe you're not as productive or not as skilled at leading. Maybe you're not as fast at reading, or you're not as spiritual, or you're not as creative as someone else. How many hours in your life have you spent anxious about what you have not been gifted with? Completely abandoning what you have been gifted with. Why is it that we elevate what we're not good at way far above what we are good at? Hubbard continues, our war with such weaknesses is understandable. The tamest of them can be embarrassing. The sort of thing that gets you laughed at in middle school. The worst of them can act like a collapsed bridge, keeping you from the only road you ever wanted to take in life. So instead of learning to boast in our God-given thorns, many of us spend our time, energy, and money trying to pull them out. So open up your Bibles to 2 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 9 and 10. That is page 646 in your black Bibles.
Each time he said, "My grace is all you need. My power works best in weakness." So now I am glad to boast about my weaknesses so that the power of Christ can work through me.
That is why, for Christ's sake, I delight in weaknesses, in insults, in hardships, in persecutions, in difficulties. For when I am weak, then I am strong.
Now, for whatever reason, we have created this unattainable standard of what the perfect human looks like, or even the perfect follower. And I'm careful to say unattainable. It can't be reached. If I don't look or act exactly like this, then there's no way that I can be worthy. We take this list of weaknesses and we magnify them above what we're actually good at or the strengths that we have been gifted with. Because for some reason, our identity is not in Christ. It is in what we are bad at and in what we are good at. What? No. So guess what? I'm known on the team for being a crappy football player, but my saving grace is that I'm in the 700 club. Thank God for that. You are so much more than your weakness. And quite frankly, you're so much more than your strengths too. God made you exactly how you're supposed to be, including your weaknesses. As we fight our weaknesses and try our best to overcome them, treating them like they're a sin or an improvable flaw, we spend years of our lives worried about trying to become someone that we were never meant to be, or anxious about who we don't look like. Well, guess what? Contentment never comes from having one skill over another. Contentment comes from receiving the strengths that God has given you with thanks and trusting in Him with your weaknesses. Our purpose is not to acquire all of the strengths of so-and-so, but to become the most Christ-like version of ourselves. What would it look like for you in all of your weaknesses to be totally dependent on Christ and live based on His example, no one else's? I feel like one of the reasons we want to be so good at everything is because we want people to love us, approve of us, proud of us. But Jesus does not operate this way. He doesn't love us more or less because of what we are good or bad at. Years ago, I really wanted to be a psychologist. I thought people would respect me, I'd be smart. I started going to school for it, and I was like, this is what I want to do. But then I started working with students in ministry, and I totally fell in love with you guys. And it's like, dude, you love students and families. Love students and families then. I would be a terrible psychologist. And I thought because I wasn't known for my intelligence that I'm gonna prove to you all that I am really smart by going to school for being a psychologist and then sucking at it. I used to feel ashamed to say that I was a youth pastor because then people would think that I'm not really working that hard and all I do is nap, fart, and play dodgeball. But then I come to realize that this is the greatest job in the world. I have embraced what I'm good at and what I need to let somebody else be good at. I've found my strengths, my weaknesses, and I haven't confused my weaknesses for things that I can improve on. And I improve on the things that I'm able to so that I can make godly changes in my life. Don't pursue an identity that isn't you just to prove that you are worthy of love. If you haven't heard anything else this whole time, you are worthy of love. You are not supposed to look like that person. You're not meant to be like them. You are meant to be you and to live like Him. You have each been blessed in different ways according to His plan, not yours. And the burning question that I always ask once again, do you trust that He knows best? Do you trust Him with probably the most important thing to you right now? You. One of my best friends is Steven, and Steven is the greatest listener I have ever met. And I do mean that. Like, he's not like taking the talks while you're speaking. He's listening. Quick to listen and slow to speak is a biblical gift that he's been blessed with, hands down. I'm not that. I have not been gifted with listening. I'm a way bigger talker than I am a listener. I'm pretty sure it also says a fool is the one who speaks quickly. Now, I can look to Steven for inspiration to be a better listener, but I'll never be Steven. I'll never be naturally gifted at that like he is. And I'll never be Chris with how intelligent he is. But I'm not meant to be Steven or Chris. I'm meant to be Nick. And I have my strengths and weaknesses and they have theirs. And God doesn't look at me and say, it's okay that you're not as good as they are. I still love you. No. He says, you're not them. You're you, just as I had planned. I love you just as I love them. It's not a competition. But if it was, they'd be winning. You are just as you are. Trust in my plan. I have gifted you with strengths. And when you are weak, I am strong. That's the God of creation talking to you. If you have made it this far, congratulations. Here is your prompt to comment. We had a pretty awesome amount of people comment last time. Let's keep this ball rolling, okay? I want you to take 2 animal names and combine them so that they become one animal name. For example, a poodle and an okapi. Put them together, you got yourself a poopy. You could do this for a ton of different animals. Get creative, have fun with it. Post your comments below, and we're doing another raffle next Tuesday. Okay, so for this challenge, the first thing I want you to do is I want you to take this prompt and write it down in your journal. I used to think I was lesser of a person because I blank, but then Jesus reminded me that His power is made perfect in my weakness and told me I blank. Along with the Swedish method. Fun story, Steven taught me this. Swedish method. First thing you're gonna do is you are gonna write down 2 Corinthians 12 verses 9 and 10. You are gonna draw on the left margin a light bulb, question mark, arrow, heart, and speak bubble. So the light bulb is something that just stands out to you or shines at you. Question mark, something that is hard to understand or a question that you have about the passage. An arrow, how you can apply this passage in your life. The heart, what is the idea or main theme in this passage? And finally, the voice, this speak circle, who are you gonna tell about what you have learned? Gotta put someone. And Jesus doesn't count because he already knows. You do the challenge, you win a prize. I'm pretty sure Mia Carroll and Nari Gomez have like $60 in Amazon gift cards. I'm not kidding. You can totally buy The Last of Us 2 when it comes out on June 19th, but I don't have a countdown or anything. We love you guys. We miss you. We can't wait to be together. And remember, on Mercury, I'm only 95 pounds.